How's it going, everybody? In this video, we're going to be talking about your opt-in rates on your landing pages and your lead magnets. What is a good opt-in rate? What should you be shooting for? And if it's not quite up to par, what do you do to fix it? As many of you know, this is episode 2 of a series of 4 where we're going through a typical services funnel and talking about common benchmarks that you need to be shooting for if you want to be able to advertise at a profit, okay? And if you happen to be catching this randomly, hi, I'm Paul Carell. Been in the trenches doing this thing for about 10 years now. I've had the unbelievable privilege of working with some of the best in the world, some big names you definitely know, and I'm in the trenches every day doing this. So, in other words, I am not a guru that got lucky 10 years ago and talks shit on the internet and sells info product, okay? So this is what's going on like right now, okay? So here it is. Landing pages, benchmark, a minimum opt-in rate should be around 20%. That should be the absolute minimum you're willing to accept for your opt-in rate, okay? And to be perfectly honest, it's not that great in my opinion. If you put together a good offer and you're targeting the right people, you should be able to get that opt-in rate up to damn near 50% or even just a little bit higher. Typically, I'll leave something running that's getting in the high 30s or 40 percentile opt-in rate. That is good enough for me. Now, of course, at the end of the day, if you are seeing a positive return on your investment and you got a lower opt-in rate, you can somehow make it work. Fantastic. But if you put just a little bit of time, and it does take just a little bit of time to fix your opt-in rate, it can pay massive, massive dividends. Because if you get it right and you lower your cost of acquisition by 25, 50%, which isn't very hard in many cases, well, you just made a campaign a whole lot more profitable for doing very little work. So if you're under that 20%, what should you do? Well, something I mentioned just a moment ago should have been a dead giveaway, and that is your audience and your offer. Those are the two biggies, okay? So when you're advertising, be sure, and I mentioned this in the last video, split those audiences out one at a time and test them individually. Some of them are going to work great, some will work okay, some won't work at all, okay? That way you can trim the fat, that is, cut off the underperforming audiences and double down on those that are working. That right there will do phenomenal things for your cost of acquisition. The second part, of course, is your offer and your copy, or how you articulate that offer. A little tip that I always give people when it comes to lead magnets is stick to solving one specific problem with one specific solution that can be consumed quickly. The tendency to want to throw everything at the kitchen sink so you can add more value tends to backfire more often than not. Your opt-ins will cost you more money if you try to give everybody the whole shebang, the whole system from going A to B or whatever, right? And that's because a lead magnet is the psychological equivalent of an impulse buy. A pack of gum or a tabloid magazine at checkout, okay? Somebody wants to see something real quick that solves a very specific problem that they can consume and deploy like that. As counterintuitive as it seems, because you're not giving as much value, offers like that tend to convert much higher, and therefore your cost per lead will be much lower. And then more people will see your offer and you will acquire more customers for less money. Okay, so that will do it today, my friends. If you're looking for the other videos in this series, you can always check them out. I'm going to put them in a playlist in YouTube. If you opt in for the email address or cruise on over to paulcarell.com, they'll be there as well. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video, where we will be discussing, what are we discussing? Yes, the all-important VSL or webinar, right? So what is that presentation that you give people after they opt in to move them towards booking an appointment with you? What should your conversion rate be there, and how to fix it if it sucks? Talk to you soon.